The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to the Mayors and Supervisors Update, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. And each Sunday at 1 o'clock, we the latest and greatest from in our community with Jerry from the town of Rush. Jerry, how are we doing?
Well, here's Jerry getting better every day in this best kept secret of Western New York. I don't really want to focus on COVID, but I will just to make sure that people know I had it and I don't want it and you don't want it. So please practice the recommendations of the health department so that we don't pass it on. Vaccinations. I'm not sure I know how to get a vaccination, but I've signed up and I don't get any contact. Maybe that's because they're all booked up. And I'm going to assume that for a couple of weeks anyway. I did want to make people aware that our local waterfront revitalization project is underway. We are partnered with the town of Henrietta that will bring a usable hiking trail, biking trail from the canal down to Route 251. I believe I've mentioned that before, but it is underway and we are in the process of assembling contributors from the stakeholder groups. The library roof, you've heard me talk about that. Well, we had a little setback because of the snow and ice and melting, but the contractor has fixed that. And I don't expect that we're going to get any more of what we've had for 14 years. I hope not. Taxes, as many of you know, all of you know, are being paid. There have been no glitches in the town of Rush. And I hope that is true for everyone else in the county. I want to announce that we have a new finance director. Her name is Christine Pereiro. And we have a new assessor clerk. Her name is Terry Panapino. And they're both delightful ladies and we're looking forward to working with them for a long time. I did want to mention that we have a comprehensive plan committee ready to forge ahead and update our comprehensive plan. Unfortunately, it's a little behind 3 rezoning requests that we've received, but we'll try to work with the requests and the development of an update to the comp plan as best we can. Other than that, I'm getting better. That's what's important.
It certainly is. Thank you very much, Jerry. John in the town of Mendon, what's cooking there?
Good. Hi, how's everybody today? A couple of items from the town of Mendon. First of all, our town board, planning board, zoning board of appeals meetings will now, of course, be held in person, which we've been doing for almost a year now, probably about 10 or 11 months. We only had a couple of meetings that were held virtually, but we're also including a virtual portion of that now so that individuals can come to a meeting in person or view it on Zoom. So anybody who's interested in participating at Zoom can go to the town's website to get the login and password information for the various meetings. That did require us putting internet into the community center where we've been holding our meetings this year because of COVID. Just it's a bigger space, will accommodate more individuals. So we've been that's an upgrade effective March 1st. We are doing some work here at Town Hall, carpeting, painting, lighting, all LED lighting for the interior portions of the building, which should save us some money in electricity costs. We have a town board meeting on March 8th. At that point, the town board will be considering forming a citizens advisory committee regarding the helicopter crash and some type of a memorial that would be suitable in town that would of course have the approval of the families involved of the deceased soldiers. So we'll be moving ahead with that. And check my list here. We're still open at Town Hall, normal hours for anyone who would like to come in. We've been open since right after 4th of July, normal hours. And our highway department is still operating in 2 shifts just because of COVID. It's worked out very well. Our highway superintendent, Andy Cachette, has done a great job with that. Also, we have some new staff starting this month. Our new finance director, her name is Kelly Parmalee. She starts on Monday, March 1st. And we currently have a clerk at the highway department. Her name is Denise Zimmerman, and she will now be working part-time at Town Hall as a supervisor's secretary. So she will go from a part-time employee to a full-time employee. So that about does it for the town of Mendon. I like the sunshine that we have today, and I'm hoping for more of it. Thanks, Chris.
Yes, so everyone who's watching this on Sunday will be able to say, sunshine? Why is there sunshine on John's head and not on my head?
Yeah. The sun
Mike,
always shines in the town of Mendon, Chris. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. It does. It does. So, Mike, I see that you must be warm today because you're not wearing your woolen jacket.
I am. Because of the renovations, we've had to alter the way that we run the thermostats in the town hall so that the paint will dry. So it's actually quite toasty in here right now.
So what else is going on in the town of Lima?
Well, the elevator install continues. Our super duper special private phone line for the elevator is installed. So now the security company can link up to it, and anyone who feels that they are trapped in the elevator will get instant help. Mechanicals will take a couple of days into next week, and then it's all the finish up trim and that. But we're doing pretty well, and it should be opened in March. With the opening of that in March, the seating capacity for the second floor of the town hall, including the balcony and stage, is 168 people. So it gives us a whole new venue to hold meetings in, et cetera. Even with reduced capacity, we'll be able to have a lot more folks attend the village board meetings, town board meetings, et cetera. This past Thursday, the Lima Town and Village boards met jointly. Among the items discussed were planned improvements to Mark Tubbs Park, including some repairs and the completion of the dog park in 2021. Congratulations are in order to Johnny B's Custom Barbecue. The evening of Thursday the 25th, they won the Livingston County Chamber of Commerce 2021 Business Excellence Award for Most Promising New Enterprise. Details can be found on the Chamber of Commerce website under the annual Business Excellence Awards. If you've not yet stopped in at Right Works on East Main Street in Lima, that's with 2 W's, Right Works, it is well worth the trip. Karen Zisler is selling services of embroidery and that of a seamstress, doing custom gifts, including 14485 gear. So on the internet, it's rightworksservices.com. Make our community safer. Sign up for the 5 and 20 Bragg and Doran petition to improve that intersection so that we can reduce the number of accidents there annually. And our drive to request a partial HFL school tax exemption for our veterans continues. The form is available this week in the Sentinel, last week's Penny Saver, at the American Hotel, at the Francis M. Dalton Legion Post, at Fanatics, at Tyson's Upper Deck, and here at the Town Hall. 3.3 cents per thousand is the least we can do for our veterans. Both the road petition and the veterans form are also available on the town website in my most recent supervisor's post. That's all I've got, Chris.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Eileen, the village of Pittsford. Now, I know Eileen has some special things to tell us, right?
Yep, except I'm not Pittsford.
Oh, did I say Pittsford? Sorry, I meant Scottsville.
Well, you know, it's okay. Anyway, Scottsville is doing well, and we did enjoy all that wonderful sunshine this week. In fact, one of the days it was actually balmy out there. It was lovely. Time to get your vitamin D. Anyway, in the village of Scottsville, our next board meeting is Tuesday, March 9th at 6:30. We remain remote as the building is still closed to the public. So please check the links so that you can join us remotely. The things that we're working on, our operational plan we have ready. It'll be approved on, hopefully on March 9th at our next board meeting. The big thing that we're working on is we're in budget season. So we're working on the budget. We've been meeting with the treasurer and the DPW. We should be having some meetings this week. I've asked the DPW to give me an update on what they're going to be doing this summer in terms of major projects, and so that we can get it out to the public so they know which neighborhoods the DPW will be working on. This includes some street paving, sewer flushing, and repair on catch basins. So they're going to have a busy summer. The other things that they're looking at, luckily, we've been able to take care of some equipment needs this year within our budget, which is great news considering with how our budgets have been affected by COVID. So that is good news. That's good news in Scottsville is the reopening of the diner. The diner will be reopening on Tuesday, March 9th. For eat-in and takeout. Check their website because their hours will be a little different right now, and I don't have them with me at the moment. The other things that we've seen this week, I want to just let people know, I contacted the New York State DOT regional office and put in a request, and we're in the queue for a traffic study at the triangle at Rochester River Road and Main Streets. So we're taking a look there. There's a triangle there, and it's a place where if we're going to have an accident, we tend to have a little fender bender there. So we're having them take a look at that and see if they can give us any suggestions on what we can do to alleviate that problem. The other thing that I've done this week is I had a meeting with one of our engineering firms that does our solar panels. With our solar panels, we qualify to be a climate smart community. And with that comes the grants and so forth that we can apply for. So we had a little presentation on that, which I will share with our board on Tuesday. The other things is our website. We were talking about just before this meeting that we need a definite update to our website, make it more user-friendly, organize the information. So we've been looking at different services that can update our website. And we have narrowed it down to 3, and we're going to present that at the board meeting on March 9th and make a recommendation for that service. Let's see. That looks like it's about it for Scottsville.
All right.
Scottsville. Very good to see you. Oh, one other thing, in terms of vaccinations, they're opening a new site in Rochester, and I just looked it up. It's the old Hawkeye plant, Kodak Hawkeye plant, and there are appointments available. You have to be eligible, and I know this first week they were doing certain zip codes. But next week it should be open to anyone in Monroe County. So that's some good news. We have another vaccination site.
All right. Thank you, Heidi. Todd, what town would you like me to introduce you from? West Bloomfield, or apparently it's everyone could choose. I'll make a mistake.
I will do an all of Western New York update. The snow is melting.
That was yesterday's show, by the way. Every noon on Thursday, I do a live show, the State of Greater West New York report.
Yeah. So thank you. So in the town of West Bloomfield, things are kind of moving along. I wanted to point out a couple of things specific to the town, and then a couple from Ontario County as well. We spent a little bit of time at our board meeting last week, and there will be a mailing that's going to be going out to our residents, really looking for some assistance for the town. We have open positions on the planning board, and we have alternate positions on both the planning and zoning board of appeals. So we will be looking for additional residents for those boards. We will be starting to work on our comprehensive plan this summer, and so we will be looking for interested residents to work on that comprehensive plan. Our Board of Assessment and Review is always looking for folks, and we also know that we've got some part-time clerk positions, not only for assisting the justice, the assessor, and the planning and zoning board. So we're looking to fill a couple positions, and while some of those are required to be residents, not all of them are. So we're going to be sending out a mailing to the folks in town, just making them aware and looking for interested citizens to help us. We spent a little bit of time working on our pandemic plan. We will be approving that most likely at our meeting in March. Again, that's due to be delivered by April 1st. So that is a template based off of something from NISAC, the Association of Counties. And thanks to my peer in Bristol for allowing me to work with them on theirs. So I had a little bit of exposure, and the town clerk and I have worked on West Bloomfield's version of that pandemic plan. Our zoning board of appeals will be meeting this Tuesday night with the public hearing, and our planning board will be meeting on Wednesday night with 2 public hearings. So we're starting to see a little bit more action for our boards within town as people are starting to look forward to what might be going on in the spring and the summer, and maybe being able to get back into doing some building, et cetera, which we look forward to and welcome within the town. From the county, from the county perspective, I just wanted to point out some actions from our last board meeting, and that will be being discussed this week in committee meetings, is the executive order, emergency order in regards to Uber and Grubhub and the fees that they charge. Ontario County is currently under an extension of a emergency order that goes for 5 days at a time, so we can move this through the committee cycle. And this is essentially a 15/5 cap, so 15% on the delivery fees that are charged to the restaurant, 5% for pickup. It's already in place in other counties, and I know that the state is looking at legislation as well. But we had a couple of restaurateurs come to the board meeting, and our travel and tourism folks strongly encouraged looking to do something sooner rather than later, because sometimes it takes 6 to 8 weeks for things to move through the committee cycle, hold the appropriate public hearings, et cetera. So we will be discussing it and look forward to any feedback from any restaurant owners. And I know that we should be hearing both from the delivery services as well. So that was a pretty lengthy discussion at the board meeting, and we'll look forward to seeing how that plays out. I have spent months working with the sheriff's office and a bunch of other folks on Ontario County's Police Reform and Reinvention Collaborative. The draft version of that is up on the sheriff's website. There's links to other places. Some of the school districts have it on their websites as well. That will be moving through to county committees this week for approval, but it's out there and open for public opinion. So if you take a look at it and want to make any comments, there's a link to send an email. And it goes directly to the sheriff, myself, and I think the county administrator as well, for us to continue to review that. That's another executive order from the governor, and that response is due back to the Department of Budget by April 1st. So you've got a week or two to submit any public comments to that plan. With that, hope everyone has an enjoyable day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Todd. And does anybody else have something they may have forgotten to mention that they want to add? Seeing none, I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you all for watching today. And remember, we're here every Sunday at 1 o'clock on your favorite YouTube and Facebook Sentinel channels. All right, bye-bye, everyone. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Chris.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.